From the paper, Low Effort Thought Promotes Political Conservatism, the researchers did 4 studies. Study 1, alcohol consumption increased political conservatism. In this study, the researchers went to some bars. From 85 people in the bar, the researchers got 3 pieces of information from them. 1, what they considered themselves politically. 2, their blood alcohol level using a breathalyzer. And 3, the answers on a questionnaire of political positions. And what they found was that the more drunk a person was, the bigger the conservative gap between what they consider themselves and their actual answers on the questionnaire. Meaning that for a given level of liberalism, a liberal would express more conservative views the more drunk he was. Same with a person who considered themselves a conservative. The more he would still consider himself even more conservative in the actual answers on the questionnaire. What a person considered themselves beforehand explained 68% of the variance in the questionnaire results, while blood alcohol content explained 21%. There was no difference in blood alcohol content between people who identified as conservatives or liberals in this study. In study 2, participants were made to work on a distraction task on a computer program while filling out a questionnaire on their political views, and this was then compared to a control group that just filled out the questionnaire. And the scores were then coded on a 0 to 5 scale. The distracted group had a liberalism score of 4.23 and a conservatism score of 3.68, and the control group had a liberalism score of 4.66 and a conservative score of 3.25. If looked at as a gap, the liberal-conservative gap was reduced from 1.41 points to 0.55 points just by distracting the participants with another thing going on. In study 3, they took 36 students and gave them a questionnaire of political views. One group had 4 seconds to answer each question, and the other had 1.5 seconds to answer each question. And the group that had 4 seconds to respond, their liberalism score was 1.68, the conservative score was 1.34, but if they only had 1.5 seconds to respond, the liberalism score was 1.55, and the conservatism score was 1.96. So if they had to make an answer quickly and they didn't have time to deliberate on it, they produced more conservative results. Then there was study 4, and I think this study was kind of bogus, but I'll describe it anyway. In this study, the researchers asked 34 students to deliberate or to not deliberate when answering questions on a political questionnaire. And here's the results. Those who were told to deliberate had a liberalism score of 5.49, a conservatism score of 5.38. Those who were told to not deliberate and just answer, right, they had a liberalism score of 5.49 and a conservatism score of 5.93. And this study, in my opinion, was crap because they asked students to literally think or to not think. What these studies seem to show is that liberalism, what is called liberalism, is, quite frankly, right, and the drunkenness study seems to say to me that liberalism, quite frankly, is an inhibition. Okay? Relating this to fMRI studies that shows that it takes more effort to lie than to tell the truth. Even very simple lies, right? When people put an MRI in the MRI machine and they're told to say that the sky is green, that takes more effort than saying the sky is blue. And that's a really simple lie, and there's no real stress of being caught out. There's no like moral stress of being caught out for lying, because that's kind of a pseudo lie even, right? And so even something like that is more cognitively demanding than just saying the sky is blue. Okay, and the sort of folk wisdom regarding drunkenness is that if one is drunk, they are less inhibited. And increasingly, it is becoming a consensus in psychology that drunk thought, right, alcohol doesn't put thoughts in your head. Okay, what alcohol does is it loosens your lips. That's what alcohol does. It doesn't implant thoughts in there. It doesn't create thoughts in there. Right? What alcohol does, drunk speak is true speak. Slurring aside, the drunken person is going to give you a fuller, more real description of themselves. And I'm thinking about something that I read a long time ago. I forget the source. I have source amnesia here, but it was some medieval, guy, scholastic, whatever, talking about how drunkenness leads to blasphemy. That he noticed that drunkards were more likely to blaspheme. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and comment, as that increases the video's prominence in searches and the related videos bar. If you would like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to Daily Data, where we hopefully produce 6 videos per week. I'm Ryan Falk, and I'll see you next time.